Hi ladies, welcome back to the Beauty Matrix. Ashlyn Herzog here, and today we're going to talk about doing a full highlight and contour and even a little bit of eyeshadow. So my makeup is stored all inside this one little compact. This is called 3D Foundation by Mascara Beauty. It's a relatively new product. It's only been in Canada for about a year. And so I have highlight and contour foundation. So I ditched my regular $75 bottle of liquid foundation, and all I use are these $20 little tins, or $14 if you're in the US, to achieve a really beautiful three-dimensional face. Okay, this is actually a mini double-decker compact. This is the best compact to get started with because it comes for free without filling the compact. The other compacts you do have to fill to get for free, but this one you could fill, or you could, pardon me, snag 10 tins and still have room for more. So I have some lip and cheeks, some illuminator, and some eyeshadows down here that we're gonna learn how to use today. The only other tools that I need is a brush and a sponge. Okay, I do wear a primer underneath my makeup. There's lots of different primers to choose from out there, but I like the Coola Mineral Daydream SPF primer. I'm going to be trying out a couple other ones, so comment below if you're interested in learning about that. The other thing that I highly recommend using is our Stay Spray. This is currently out of stock because it's being repackaged, but it should be bought back in kind of mid-July. My favorite brush is the Buffy brush because I prefer full coverage with my makeup. So the first thing you're gonna do with this makeup is you're actually going to contour out your face. And the really cool thing is that our contour here has coverage in it. I'm gonna use the small end of this brush. I'm going to just wiggle into the product, and I'm gonna start chiseling out my face. So basically I'm going anywhere there is already kind of shadows. So you can see here there's some shadowing under my cheekbones, on my forehead, and also my jawline, even the sides of my nose, okay? Don't worry if you've never contoured before. This is like literally the easiest system in the world. It's actually just paint by numbers. Every single order comes with this little card. You are never alone here. It is so easy. So I've got some product on my brush. These brushes are all double-ended to save you time and money. And I'm just gonna start kind of wiggling, actually just brushing this on everywhere that little lady tells me. So I'm gonna go under my cheekbones, and if you've never contoured before, this is actually totally gonna give me some pop in cheekbones. It's gonna give me that 3D face. But where you wanna do your cheekbone contour is if you just come up to the corner of your ear, down towards the corner of your mouth, no further in than the outside corner of your eye, typically. And I'm basically just drawing a big number 3. Okay, I'm coming all the way down to my jawline. So let's go ahead and do the other side. Now I am gonna add in some nose contour, and to do that, I've just wiggled the tip of my brush into my product, and I'm going to go on, I'm gonna draw 2 straight lines on either side of my nose. Okay, see how that looks super narrow? I'm just gonna take whatever's left over and run it under my lip. Now I'm gonna flip my brush around. You guys, this is what saves you so much time. You're literally just gonna be flipping one brush around, and I'm now gonna dip into my main highlight. See how I have 2 different colors here? When I color match you, and I can color match you online for this product, you are going to get 2 different colors. You're going to get a main highlight, which is the color closest to my skin, and a brightener. So let's show you the main highlight. I'm going to press 1 time in with my fat end of the brush, and look at the coverage this is going to give me. Okay, so I'm kind of just swooping that on. Same thing over here, swooping that on, and then I kind of just wiggle it in. Notice how I do this. Like, you're probably thinking, what the hey is she doing to her face? But this product is so forgiving. So I can put it on so sloppy, just like what I'm doing now. See how it just took away all the redness on my cheeks? I'm gonna do a windshield wiper motion right up here too. Like that, to give me some coverage on my forehead. And then I'm gonna go into the brightening shade. And the brightening shade you're going to want to put as a pie piece underneath your eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill that in on both sides. Okay, so I have my brightening shade on. See what that totally just did for my skin. Nobody's face is the same color all over. That's why we do paint by numbers. you are going to be amazed at how simple this is and yet how it's going to totally brighten up your face. Typically, you'd have to put on a foundation and then do this highlight as layers. Same with the contour. You'd have to layer that on. So this is the only product on the market that eliminates all of those steps. And even though it's a cream product, it totally feels weightless on your skin. Now, you did see me take the tip of the brush and just run it down that gap in the middle of my nose there. And the reason I do that is to really brighten up the center of my face. So basically, I'm carving out this triangle of brightness on my face. Let's go ahead and do some lip and cheek. Now, these colors look so scary. They're mega pigmented, just like all the makeup. You're gonna have to get used to using a lot less makeup. And this is a color called Saffron. It looks very red in the tin, but on my skin, it actually looks a little pink. It's one of my all-time favorite colors. These $20 tins should last you at least a year, and they do double as blush and lipstick, okay? Now for the fun part, let's go in and blend. You can blend a couple of different ways. You can blend using your brush, okay? And you can just sweep all around. So I'm gonna show you how to blend on this side using this brush, and then on the other side, I'm actually gonna show you how to use the sponge, okay? Okay, so see how I feel like this is a little bit too bright? I always go a little bit too bright on camera so that it really shows up. I am just going to take my brush and dip it into a little bit of that brightening highlight, and I'm actually just gonna come in and tone that down. Okay, so see how I was able to make that a super beautiful kind of subtle blush. Now, if you feel like you dragged too low, you can actually just take your brush and clean it up. So because it's cream, you can move it around, and that is why it's so forgiving. See how I all of a sudden have this cheekbone on this side, okay? You want to leave the contour a little bit more chiseled like that. Okay, now on the other side, let's go ahead and use our sponge. This is a Perfector sponge. These are a must-have in your beauty toolbox, okay? I've got it damp, and so basically I ran it under running water. I squeezed it out really well into a towel, and now it's just barely damp. So I am going to literally pounce this all over. Okay, and I'm going to just start pressing in where the contour and the highlight meets. So see how that just totally went away? That is the beauty of a cream makeup, you guys. By the way, if you're scared of creams because you're like, ooh, they're not good on mature skin, or they're not good on oily skin or anything like that, this product is great for all skin types. And I'm gonna teach you a little bit about how to combat that if you are a little bit oily. So let's go ahead and keep blending. Okay, so we are all blended. I do like to come in with my brush again and chisel up that contour a little bit. So I'm just gonna take the same brush, same end, and just sweep that up a little bit again, okay? And you can kind of press it in just so that it's not quite as noticeable of a line. Some people do like a really chiseled line there, but I am quite happy with that. And I mean, you can go in and add more contour, do whatever you need to do, okay? But look at how beautiful my skin looks. And you guys, I wish you could see in person just how even and flawless and smooth my skin looks. If you have the right color with this makeup, which is my job to color match you appropriately, then your skin will look like airbrushed smooth butter. It is fabulous. Okay, now I am just going to go ahead and pop another color. This is just a glossy shade called Sunshine State. I'm just gonna use my finger, and I'm gonna pop this onto, I'm not left-handed, I better switch, onto my lips. It's just this most beautiful kind of sheer goldish pink shade, okay? So again, that was Sunshine State. Now, when we talk about doing highlight and contour, we kind of talk about having 4 major products. So we talk about having highlight, contour, lip and cheek, and illuminator. Okay, now obviously everything is super dual purpose, but I'm gonna add in a product that I love as my illuminator. So This is actually a solid perfume, and ours, I don't know if you can see the sheen there, ours actually double as illuminator. This is perfume number 3, so I'm just gonna show you guys. It just adds the softest glow, so it is in fact scented. There is 4 different scents to choose from, and it's mixed with rose gold illuminator, so you can pop some of this onto your collarbones. Do you see what that does? Same thing over here. Okay. So there is my perfume. Let's talk eyeshadow school. So eyeshadows is one of my absolute favorite things ever, and I actually have all my eyeshadows stored inside of my mini double decker. Again, you guys, if you are a super basic makeup person, you can go ahead and transition, or not transition, but start out with a smaller compact. For example, this one is a quad compact. It would hold highlight, contour, lip and cheek, and illuminator. A HAC stack, which will hold your quad, plus you could have more options, like you could have a bronzer. Look at, I didn't even know I had these eyeshadows in here. So some extras there. I talked about the mini double decker, or you can go all the way up to a double decker or even a triple decker, okay? So there's tons of different options. My all-time favorite eyeshadow brush is the Eyeshadow Everything. When I was doing my highlight and contour, you may have noticed that I took whatever brightening highlight was left over and I just swept it over my eyelid, and that actually acts as an eyeshadow primer. So I don't need to use an extra product on my eye. Now, the next color, the first color, sorry, that I'm gonna take is this color called Tangled. It is a cream. The rest of our powders, the rest of our eyeshadows are powders. We only have a few cream ones, but I like to use Tangled as a base. It's the most beautiful champagne-y cream shade. It's so good. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick kind of a medium tone matte shade. So for me, I'm gonna use this color here called Bubba, and I'm gonna use the fluffy end of the Eyeshadow Everything brush. I'm just kind of tapping in and then tapping it off onto my compact. And I'm gonna place this as what's called a transition shade. Okay, next color I'm gonna take, I'm actually gonna flip my brush around and use the smaller bullet end of the brush. I'm gonna dip into this really burnt brownish orange color called Ginger. And I'm gonna pat this on to the outer half of my eyelid. And the last color I'm gonna take is this pink called Soulmate. And I'm going to rub my finger into this one and just pat it into the inner corner. And I'm actually gonna kind of just pat it just so that it blends over into that ginger. And these colors together creates this really beautiful coral look that I am just so in love with. I am gonna take a little bit of that Tangled and just pop it underneath my eyebrow here, just like so. And now let's just go back in with the fluffy end of the brush and just lightly blend. You could even take a little bit of that Tangled and just pop it right into the inner corner just to add a little bit more glow like that, okay? Now the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just pop on some mascara. You could definitely do some eyeliner using our Black Friday eyeliner. And if you did have any fallout, typically we'd be doing eyeshadow first before the rest of our makeup, but if you do have fallout, just take your brush, your Buffy brush here, and clean that up and tap it. Okay, so I just added on some mascara, but I am done. This glow that you see is the glow in the makeup. If you don't like that, go ahead and grab our Vanilla Dust setting powder and just pat that all in. I do typically prefer a loose setting powder, and some of the brands that I love are Laura Mercier or the Huda Beauty. Those are both kind of high-end. If you're looking for a drugstore powder, the Maybelline Fit Me might be something that you would love to look at, just to set and matte this all out. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go in with my setting spray. This is a long wear makeup. It is going to last me all day. If you have any questions, make sure that you comment them below. And again, to get a color match, it's literally as easy as taking a selfie a few feet back from a window, and I can color match you online.